Okay, so I just thought I'd do a quick update with the latest data. So here's the latest data from Johns Hopkins University. It's Saturday the 21st of March at 12:15pm Australian Eastern Standard Time, AEST. Okay, so how's the situation changed? Well, it's changed a lot in a few days since my last update. So if we look at the confirmed cases, you can see they follow the same sort of pattern. That hasn't changed too much. The big change is that Italy's growing and through Europe it's growing very rapidly. Still got no data at all for Russia yet. Very few cases in India and India and Pakistan and Ethiopia and that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely Europe is a hot spot at the moment. Let's look at our deaths. Go back to the start. Look at our deaths, and this is the number of confirmed deaths so far. And you'll see everything's growing in China until a couple of weeks ago, and then all of a sudden Europe explodes, especially Italy. So Italy's now got more deaths than China, according to the official figures that have been reported to the Johns Hopkins University. Okay, Iran's still growing, and Spain and things are on the rise. It's getting pretty scary. A lot of cities in Europe are on lockdown. Los Angeles is on lockdown. I think Australia closed their borders yesterday, so things are getting locked down all over the place. If we have a look at the recovered cases, okay, and we're just sliding through the data, and you'll see that China has got a lot of recovered cases. The rest of the world are being slow to nominate people as recovered, and that's just being cautious. So that's making the death rates around the world look a lot higher than they should be. The global average at this stage for death rates is about 11.46%. And of course, that's using that formula. Mortality rate equals 100 times deaths divided by deaths plus recovered. Okay, and that converts that to a percentage. Okay, so, and like I said, so the recoveries are being slow to being recognised. Okay, if we have a look at the mortality rates around the world, you'll see there's bubbles around all over the place as people are slow to recover, slow to pronounce people recovered, because it's hard to do. When are people recovered? When they're good enough to stand up, when they're good enough to go back to work, and all that. So you'll see this bubbling around all over the place and slowly sort of stabilise as it gets longer, as we get further in time. But you'll see there's pretty high mortality rate around the world because recoveries are being pronounced so slowly. Okay, so it's nowhere near as bad as this. You'll see that even Perth's got a big death rate there. It's going 1 death divided by 1 and no recoveries yet, so it's 100% mortality rate in Perth. That's why it's so big. What else can I say? There's doctors and nurses dying around the globe because they're not being provided with protective gear. That's terrible. That's got to change immediately. We've got to look after our doctors and nurses. The US government's reporting that this could last 6 to 9 months or more, so we've got to prepare for the long haul here. I saw a report the other day where 50 to 75% of coronavirus cases have no symptoms. So these people are walking around the streets not knowing they've got coronavirus and they're transmitting it to other people inadvertently. Okay, there are of course people who know they've got coronavirus and still going to nightclubs and restaurants and getting on planes and things, and there's a special place reserved for those people in prison. It should be. The lack of testing and this fact that 50 to 75% of people don't develop symptoms mean that everyone not in isolation or lockdown will soon be exposed to the virus. There's nothing that we can do unless we ramp up testing rapidly in various countries like US and Australia. Mass infections are forecast. The Australian Chief Medical Officer said the other night on TV that the best case for Australia is 5 million infected. 5 million infected in Australia. The best case. Okay, Los Angeles and other big cities are on lockdown. Australia's closed its borders. More people have died in Italy than in China, according to the latest data, like I said. So if we look at our deaths here, we'll see that there's 4,032 deaths in Italy and only 3,200 reported in China. Okay, so more people in Italy have died than China so far, according to these figures that Johns Hopkins University has. There's lots of other reports I could comment on. Lots of reports and videos of idiots fighting over toilet rolls in supermarkets. I mean, what are these people doing? You've got to control yourselves and just think rationally here. And it's really got to make me question things like, what would things be like now if we were facing a really deadly epidemic like Ebola or smallpox, if smallpox hadn't been eradicated and most of the population immunised throughout the world? and we're facing a smallpox epidemic, what would that be like? You know, there'd be people marauding down streets with guns and things. Come on, people, control yourselves. This is getting ridiculous. There's no need to engage in fighting and snatching and buying up more than you need. Let's just keep things real. We're not subhumans. There's no need to go into a panic and go into feral mode. You know, things are going to get worse. But if we all stay calm, and the food and toilet paper are not going to run out if everyone just stays calm and just buys what they need. The other thing I've seen reports of lately is there's massive bus tours, like 3 or 4 or 5 buses going into small country towns, and just like locusts, they clean out all the supermarkets and shops of food and toilet paper. So people are coming from cities out to country areas where people are already massively disadvantaged. They get none of the resources or services that city people get. So city people are coming out into the country and buying up all the food and toilet rolls and everything like that in country towns and leaving the country people with nothing again. So that behaviour's got to stop. Those people should be put in jail. The bus companies that organise such tours should be put in jail, and their any government funding they get cancelled immediately. And anyway, that's just my view. Time to get tough on this revolting, disgusting behaviour of some people. And there's some good news as well. There is some good news. It's not all bad. And I've seen videos of goats and deer and wild boar going through the streets of lockdown cities, and that is beautiful to see. I do like seeing that. I hope the animals are okay and no one pulls out bows and arrows and starts shooting at them or something. There are some idiots out there. But anyway, so that's my update for the Saturday the 21st of March. Hope that was useful. Take care of yourselves, stay isolated, and you know, there's no need for panic buying. Just stay calm and buy just what you need and things will be fine. Okay, have a nice day. Thanks for watching.